Good evening, everyone. A thumbs up if you can hear me, please. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the Board of Aldermen meeting being conducted through Zoom telecommunications, City of Town and Country, Monday, July 13th, 2020. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcome again, everyone on my screen and that is participating through our various connections and sources. The meeting's hereby called to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Allen. I can see that she's present.
Yep.
Alderman Benegas.
Here.
Alderman Fauci.
Here.
Alderman Holman.
Here.
Alderman Hughes. I can see she's here. Alderman Mortland.
Here.
And Alderman Weezahan.
Here.
I have Alderman Whitmire as absent. Mayor Dalton is presiding, and we do have a quorum via video conference.
Thank you. The minutes from our meeting of June 22nd have been previously distributed. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Mortland moves approval, seconded by Alderman Fauci. Discussion. Seeing none, the minutes will stand approved as written and distributed. We're on the topic of hearing from citizens. The opportunity for anybody to indicate to our city clerk that they wish to bring a matter of interest or concern to the board's attention, and we do not have any such indications. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
That's correct.
We're moving on with our agenda. We have a public hearing this evening. It's to review a request from Ben Mormon, who's the owner, for the approval of a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a multi-purpose building located at 929 Claymark Drive in the Suburban Estate Zoning District. I declare that public hearing open and ask our city clerk to please enter any exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication of notice of hearing published in the St. Louis County on June 26, 2020. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing posted at the municipal center and on subject property and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of that property with a list of those owners attached. And exhibit number 3 is bill number 2028.
Thank you. I note that Mr. Mormon is on our screen this evening, and that he is making himself available to answer any questions, but that does not have anything further to submit beyond what has been already placed before you. The floor is open for discussion. Seeing none. Madam Clerk, are there any? Oh, I'm sorry, Alderman Holman.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't see the resident, but is he represented under Town and Country on my screen?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. I see you, Ben. Hi. Welcome to Town and Country and to the Claymark subdivision. I was hoping you could provide some additional information into this multi-use structure for our Board of Aldermen with regard to a couple of things. One, the size of the structure, and number 2, if you could just speak to the overhead door that will be facing forward to the street, and it has a straight sight line from the overhead door to the street, which is not the norm if you were building a house where the garage doors are facing the side of the homes. And also the proximity of the structure to your home. If you could just speak to those 3 things to provide a visual understanding to our board, I think we'd appreciate that.
Sure. the overall footprint of the structure itself is 30 by 30. 10 feet on the north side of the structure will consist of a overhead porch with a masonry fireplace on the side of it as well. So actually, the structure itself is 20 plus the 10.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I guess the construction or material of the dwelling itself, it is a board and bat, and I know it says hardy on here, hardy board, and I'm not sure why it says that on there. I did notice that. The material itself is a board and bat and cypress material, very similar to the appearance if you went up to the town center and saw any of the work completed up there by Brinkman. Very similar in aesthetic look. It's a traditional board and bat material is what's used. The location of the building will be in the southwest corner of the property, meeting the setback requirements by the city. All the surrounding neighbors have approved the structure, including the gentleman just to the west on Road Claire. He has approved it as well and has sent an email verifying that he approved it, as well as all the neighbors on the other side, and of course the trustees on Claymore. And was there anything else?
The overhead door.
Oh yeah, the overhead door. Yeah, so the overhead door, overhead door is obviously what it is. It's not a traditional garage door that we've all seen, in an aluminum setting. In a previous meeting, there were some samples of it, but it's a wood carriage door is what it is, to mimic an old carriage house that, it was, used way in the past. There is what it is. So very tastefully done, aesthetically pleasing, and will conform to the architecture of the building.
Further inquiry, Alderman Holman?
No, thank you.
Alderman Bennegus?
Thank you, Mayor. Regarding the overhead door, are there other options available for the location of that, in that it is in contradiction to our standards for houses, and I need to have a pretty good reason why to override that with a decision regarding an accessory structure.
Sure, I understand the forward-facing door on the main dwelling or house. I completely understand that. This does sit far back in the property, and the reason for it is really to be able to pull in any kind of equipment I may have for woodworking. I deal with a lot of big saws and things like that, so I can wheel them into my multi-purpose structure.
Are there other options for the location of that door?
There's not, no.
Okay, I think I would encourage you to consider another location, because I, for one, have dramatic concerns about approving an accessory structure that's in violation of our normal housing structure codes. So, so just so you know in advance.
Further inquiry? Seeing Alderman Fauci?
I just wanted to point out a couple of things from planning and zoning on this particular accessory structure. It did pass planning and zoning 9-1. The commissioner who voted against because he did not care for the style of the accessory structure not matching the style of the house. And a condition H was added, that no driveway shall be extended to where the overhead door for this accessory structure is located, to ensure that it doesn't become a garage.
Further inquiry. Alderman Venegas.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could ask Alderman Fauci, were there other, so the dissenting opinion on this approval, were there any other concerns expressed?
There were a number of concerns
All
expressed.
that inquiry is stated to the chair, please.
Yes, yes, it is.
All individuals on this board, I would think that a senior member would know to direct inquiry. And with that, the risk of turning this into a private conversation, Alderman Fauci, would you, you're recognized to respond.
Sure, there was discussion regarding the overhead door. And a condition was added that the overhead door shall be the style shall be depicted, that is depicted in the packet, shall match a carriage style door. In other words, they didn't want any deviation from that carriage style door if it was going to be overhead. So they put a condition in stating that if the overhead door was to be there, that it must in fact look like a carriage door.
Further inquiry. Seeing none. Madam Clerk, are there any public comments?
Yes, sir. 2 emails consisting of 1 page each were received today. One from Ned McCarty and one from Phil Iardi. Those emails were distributed to the board before this meeting, and they will be entered into the record and attached to the minutes.
Thank you, ma'am. Seeing no further comments concerning this matter, I declare the public hearing closed. We are now on the topic of appointments on our agenda. Yes.
In regards to appointments, as I discussed earlier today, when we had a conversation, I would like to nominate Alderman Fauci to Planning and Zoning.
Sure, I know you're anxious to do that, but you're not recognized for that purpose. I will certainly not close this section of the agenda until you have the chance to nominate Alderman Fauci for Planning and Zoning.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, certainly. As I said, we are on the topic of appointments. And it is my obligation each year to nominate people for positions to lead chairs. To chair certain commissions in our city. And that is not an easy or fun task to match the availability of the commission work with the desires of and talents of those that are here. But I have, as I said, including the comments that Alderman Hughes mentioned before, I've spoken in one form or fashion to everybody on the board, and I am prepared tonight to nominate the following people to serve as chairs. I was also told that during our work session, the board indicated that they wish to take these up one at a time, and I'm going to respect that approach. I've never experienced it before, but we're going to, that's the process by which we'll proceed. First, for the Commission of Police, Fire, and Emergency Medical Services, I would nominate Ryan Mortland for that position, and I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Alderman Allen moves approval. Is it gaining second?
Second.
Alderman Holman seconds. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Venegas,
Votes aye.
that's an aye. Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Nay.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
and Alderman Fauci.
Nay.
It carries 4-3.
Thank you. The next appointment is to the position of Ways and Means. And during these uncertain times, I'm erring in favor of continued service and experience, and therefore I am nominating Alderman Allen to continue her service as chairing the Ways and Means Commission. I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Alderman Mortland moves approval, seconded by Alderman Holman. Further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Votes aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Nay.
and Alderman Holman.
Aye.
It carries 6-1.
Thank you. To the position of Public Works Chair. I am very excited about Alderman Holman's willingness to serve in that capacity. I nominate her to chair that commission, and I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Alderman
Second.
Morton moves approval, seconded by Alderman Fauci. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
and Alderman Allen.
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. To the position of Community Art and Culture. I am very excited to learn of Ms. Alderwoman Hughes's interest in that matter, her training and experience, and I nominate her to chair that commission, continue chairing that commission, and I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Holman, seconded by Alderman Benegus. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
and Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. Consistent with recognizing both seniority and experience, I am very excited to learn that Alderman Benegus is willing to continue his service as chairman of the Architectural Review Board. I've had some conversations with some of your colleagues, Alderman Benegus, and there appears to be an interest in that, which I support your exploration of, potentially expanding your duties and responsibilities. So with that, I nominate Alderman Benegus to continue his service as chairman of the Architectural Review Board and would entertain a motion to that effect.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Motion by Alderman Holman, seconded by Alderman Mortland. Discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
and Alderman Fauci.
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. I had several exchanges with Alderman Whitmire previous to today and including today, and he is ready, willing, and able to serve as chairman of the Conservation Commission, and I'd entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Allen moves approval, seconded by Alderman Benegus. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
and Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. Finally, to our most junior member of the board, Alderman Weezahan, and I had a discussion today. And while I accept the fact that he is claiming to not have a great depth of experience on matters relating to parks and trails, I think this responsibility is a significant one, including the continued execution of our master trails plan. and the great degree of interest that people place in our parks, including the potential for a park in Ward 4 and/or the disposition of another park to be rededicated to Park and Trails resources. And I think Alderman Weezahan would do a good job in that capacity, and I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So move.
Alderman Venegas moves approval, seconded by,
Second.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Alderman Allen. Discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Bennigan,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Nay.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
and Alderman Weezahan.
Nay.
It carries 5-2.
Thank you very much. If I've never seen a commission chair vote against himself, him or herself. So Alderman Weezahan, if you feel ill-prepared to serve in that capacity, or for some reason wish to discuss the matter further with me, please contact me directly. We don't want our commission. I have had an experience, and some of the members of this board will recall, where the commission members were disappointed in the degree of enthusiasm that was brought to them and their service on a commission by a chair that was, for one reason or another, had mixed feelings about serving. So please, sir, direct those questions or comments to me. You are now recognized, Alderman Weezahan, to make your motion regarding the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Well, I did just want to make a comment. I appreciate the consideration and the nomination for it. And it's not so much the lack of enthusiasm. I just had concerns voting aye for something that I didn't feel would benefit the city as strongly as another board member. So that was the reason for my vote.
Thank you. It helps.
And so and again, as I mentioned earlier, I would like to nominate Alderman Fauci as the liaison for planning and zoning.
Motion been made to appoint Alderman Fauci to serve as a liaison to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Does that motion gain a second?
Second.
Alderman Holman seconds the motion. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Weezahan,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Bennegas,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
and Alderman Fauci.
Aye.
It carries unanimously. Thank you. As I mentioned during the work session, the only other appointment I have is a technical matter that I've been asked by our city attorneys to have a prosecutor, a special prosecutor under a relationship with the city that would be, he or she, and in this case it is a male, be available to serve when our current prosecutors are conflicted for one reason or another under the law. And I have met with Andrew Wren, and he is in Leslie Bell's prosecution, St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office. He is an extraordinarily bright young lawyer, and I am pleased to nominate him as our special prosecutor for purposes of conflicts of law. I mean, conflicts of interest when declared by the Curtis Hines, Garrett O'Keefe law firm. I'll entertain a motion to that effect. Alderman Bennigan.
So moved.
Alderman Fauci moves approval, seconded by
Allen.
Alderman Bennigan, Alderman Allen. Thank you. Discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Votes aye.
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan, Alderman Weezahan,
Votes aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Bennegas,
Aye.
and Alderman Allen.
Aye.
It carries unanimously.
Thank you. We are on the topic of communications and reports, and I have a bit of a report. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. I have a bit of a report in the form of a proclamation, and I am just as excited as I can be to recognize Ms. Castile. She has just celebrated on July 4th her 107th birthday. And in her honor, I have this proclamation. It says, whereas Jean Castile, a resident of Marie DeVille Senior Living Facility in Town and Country since 2018, celebrated a major milestone of her life on July 4th, 2020, her 107th birthday. Whereas fully respecting the global pandemic and the need for all appropriate precautions, Marie DeVille staff, residents, and Jean's family organized a birthday celebration that was fit for such a monumentous occasion. Whereas Jean and her late husband of almost 50 years have 9 children, 17 grandchildren, 27 great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-grandchildren. Whereas Jean pursued her degree in chiropractic care at Logan College of Chiropractic. Whereas Jean was an active and respected member of the Mothers Club at Corpus Christi Parish High School in Jennings, Missouri, where her 9 children attended. Whereas after 10 years living in Florida, spending time with friends in Long Island and Reno, Jean moved back to St. Louis at the age of 90. Whereas Jean is known in the community to be a loving, caring, and thankful woman who is a friend and companion to everyone she meets. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan F. Dalton, Mayor of the City of Town and Country, along with the Board of Aldermen, do hereby join her friends and relatives, wishing her a very happy 107th birthday and best wishes for many happy years to come. To Ms. Jean Castile. Testimony whereof I've set my hand in the great seal of the City of Town and Country this 13th day of July, 2020. Congratulations, and thank you to Alderman Weezahan and the Marie DeVille facility for bringing this to our attention and taking such good care of a senior member of our community. Further reports. Alderman Fauci.
I just wanted to report that the Planning and Zoning Commission will be meeting on Wednesday of this week. And we have 2 items on the agenda, both dealing with Covenant Presbyterian, and their one is a boundary adjustment to combine all of their lots into one. And the second is to do an addition. So that is coming up Wednesday night. The agenda is online, so please take a look. If you have any comments or concerns, please let me know ahead of time so that I can bring them up at our meeting.
Further reports. Alderman Mortland.
Yes, the Public Works Commission is meeting next Monday at 4:30. So it'll be a Zoom. It'll be posted on the website for public access. Thanks.
Thank you. Further reports. Alderman Holman.
Thank you, Mayor. The Parks and Trails Commission would like to report that with the health and safety of residents guiding our COVID-19 protocols and regulations for the Parks and Recs departments in St. Louis County, Town and Country community-wide events continue to be discussed on our commission. However, they are postponed at this time. That being said, many of our small groups, classes and camps are up and running. And we encourage the community to check out all of the offerings on our city's website. Simply go to the homepage, click on the Parks and Rec tab, and you'll be able to navigate through all the offerings. And we do have a lot of new classes available to our community, which are fun and exciting. So I encourage everyone to check that out. Thank you.
Thank you. Further reports.
Yes, the Cultural Arts Commission held our first meeting on July the 6th, and this is going to be a great group. I'm excited. A lot of artsy people that I'm excited about trying to get community involvement and something on an ongoing basis. So COVID is going to impact us for the time being, but never say never. So we will be moving forward.
Thank you, Alderman Hughes. Further reports, Alderman Allen.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two things to mention. First of all, the Ways and Means Commission will meet a week from this Friday. That will be Friday, July the 24th. We'll meet via Zoom at 8 a.m. I would also like to share that last week, Mr. Shelton and I met with Dr. Lombardi and another gentleman from Maryville University. And just to remind people, Maryville is a private university. Maryville will be closing the Conway entrance to the university to outsiders. So this entrance to Maryville will be for staff and students and staff. So they will be, this is because of COVID, they want to make it as safe an environment as possible. I specifically asked about access to the pedestrian trail. And this, it was said that the gate to the athletic field that has recently been padlocked, but that will be opened. The requirement will be, though, any public person, anyone walking on the trails are going to be required to wear a mask, as all the students and everyone on campus. They also will be asking for people to pick up after their dogs, because they have had problems in the past. Public did not do that. So, and evidently they don't provide the little baggies like we do at Longview. So anyway, Maryville will be sending a public notice out, but it was a good conversation. Alderman Benegas had some input. He had an emergency, so I shared his concerns with the during the comment. And Mr. Shelton, if I forgot something, I was trying to make it brief, but if I forgot something important, please fill it in.
Thank you, Alderman. Good report. Further reports? Seeing none. Chief Cavens, you are recognized, sir.
Mayor Dalton and Board of Aldermen, thank you very much for the opportunity this evening. 1 year ago this week, Mayor Dalton, along with many of you on the board, appointed me as your new chief of police. My decision to pursue a career as your chief has been exhilarating and more than I ever anticipated. As I described in my annual report, 2019 was a year of transition for TCPD, a new chief, new leadership philosophy, new command staff, and all the human emotions associated with the change. The start of 2020 has presented TCPD with extraordinary challenges that cause substantial transformations of operational procedures, increased stress and mental fatigue on our officers and their families, along with disappointment, sadness, embarrassment, and anger at the callous and reckless behavior of some within our profession who tarnished the badge and oath we proudly stand for. From the transitions that began in July of 2019 to all the challenges 2020 has thrown at them so far this year, your TCPD officers have not faltered, remain at the ready to protect this community, and continue to provide professional, exemplary service every time they don the uniform and badge. Historically, TCPD annually recognizes an Officer of the Year. However, because of all the obstacles they have overcome as a team during my first year as your chief of police, I'm honored to announce they all will be recognized as a whole as Officers of the Year, July 15, 2019 to July 15, 2020.
Chief, congratulations. Thank you for everything you do. The year has flown by. You may not agree with that conclusion, but it sure has seemed that way to me. You and your team, as I've said before and will say again, make us the place that we are. It is special for many, many reasons, most notably because of the service that you and your men and women provide every day. And I completely applaud you on your decision to recognize the team as a unit, as one, and rather than an individual, singling out a individual officer. That very appropriate.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
You've set a high bar, and we expect that you'll exceed it next year. So keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are on the topic of unfinished business. It's bill number 20-26, co-sponsored by Alderman Holman, Hughes, and Fauci. We have Ms. Midgley, who is the owner of the property, on the phone with us, and she's available because to answer questions should there be any. Madam Clerk, would you please read that bill for the second time?
Bill number 2026 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a pavilion, located at 12027 Galecrest Lane in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Holman moves approval, seconded by Alderman Fauci. The matters before the body. Alderman Holman, are you seeking recognition?
I am. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I'd like to add amendment letter G to the conditional use permit that states that construction plans must be submitted to the Barrington Place subdivision trustees prior to the commencement of construction.
Thank you, Alderman. Before I ask for a second on that, is your amendment that they submit the plans or that those plans be approved by the Barrington trustees? They
Submitted, fully understanding there's a copy in our packet and available online. I'm requesting that they be submitted to the 3 trustees of the Barrington Place subdivision.
So it's a notice requirement. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Does that amendment gain a second?
Second.
It does by Alderman Fauci. Discussion. Seeing none, all the opinion the motion should prevail. Please signify by saying aye.
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 Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Amendment adopted unanimously. Further discussion regarding the bill as amended. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Weezahan,
Votes aye.
Alderman Hughes,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
and Alderman Fauci.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously as amended and becomes ordinance number 4367.
Thank you, and thank you, ma'am, for being with us on the call. Congratulations. We're on item number 2. It's Bill 20-27, co-sponsored by Alderman Fauci and Alderman Weezahan. Without objection, we're to see. Oh, and Mr. Morrell is on the call with us. I'm looking. I see him. Welcome, sir. Thank you for making yourself available. Without objection, Madam Clerk, please read the bill for a second time.
Bill number 2027 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a pool located at 2019 South Mason Road in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Fauci moves approval. Does that gain a second? Alderman Weezahan seconds the motion. Discussion. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Weezahan,
Votes aye.
Alderman Fauci,
Aye.
Alderman Holman,
Aye.
Alderman Mortland,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Benegus,
Aye.
and Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4368.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Merrill.
You're all invited to the pool party. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. We are on the topic of new business. It's the approval of a purchase order to VIP Public Safety Distributing. It's for patrol vehicle emergency equipment in 2 vehicles in the total amount of $22,361.40. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Allen moves approval. Does it gain any second?
Second.
Alderman Fauci seconds the motion. Discussion. Seeing none, all the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. We are on item number 4 on our agenda. It's Bill 20-28, co-sponsored by Alderman Holman and Alderman Hughes. Without objection, would the city clerk please read that bill for the first time?
Bill number 2028 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a multi-purpose structure located at 929 Claymark Drive in the city of Town and Country.
Thank you. Mr. Mormon was on the call with us previously. He participated in the public hearing. I don't see him on at this point, but that is just being noted for the record.
I'm still here, Mayor.
Yep, I see you, sir. Thank you. So the record will reflect that he's participated at this stage of the proceedings as well. And Mr. Mormon, it's our regular practice and I will now continue to the terrible feedback to the meeting of Monday, July 27th for a second reading and consideration. Thank you, sir. Item number 5 is Bill 20-29. It's co-sponsored by Alderman Holman, Hughes, and Fauci. Without objection, would our city clerk, and I'm sorry, and I'll note for the record that Cynthia and Mike Bear are on the call with us. I see them both. We appreciate your being with us this evening. And without objection, Madam Clerk, please read that bill for the first time.
Bill number 2029 is an ordinance approving permanent open space modifications and the Natural Resource Protection Limits Adjustment Plat that amends lot number 5 of plat number 2 in Horton Place subdivision in the city of Town and Country, and authorizing the amended plat to be recorded in the office of the Recorder of St. Louis County.
Thank you. And to the Bears, this is consistent with our regular practice of first reading a bill and then continuing it to the next meeting for a second reading and further consideration. And that's when yours will be taken up. Bill 20-29 is continued to the meeting of Monday, July 27th for a second reading and consideration. Thank you again for being with us this evening. We have another the approval of a purchase order. It's to the city of Chesterfield for bulk salt in the amount of $25,695.00. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Allen moves approval, seconded by Alderman Venegas. Discussion. Seeing none, all of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. There's another approval of a purchase order. It's to Bellman Logistics. It's also for salt delivery in the amount of $4,805. I'll entertain a motion to approve that purchase order.
So moved.
Alderman
Second.
Fauci moves approval, seconded by Alderman Mortland. Discussion regarding that purchase order approval. Seeing none, all of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Was somebody indicating a nay vote? I think it was just feedback. My apologies. According to the chair's recognition, that motion carries unanimously. Item number 8 on our agenda is a resolution. It's R07-2020. It's a resolution authorizing the chief of police of the city of Town and Country Police Department to execute a memorandum of understanding with and between the Lafayette area police agencies for police department resource sharing. I'll entertain a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Fauci. Does that gain a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Venegas. Discussion. All of the opinion that motion should, Alderman Holman, you seeking recognition?
I am.
Please proceed.
Mayor, with this particular resolution, I I think we're missing a step, and I would just like the other aldermen to weigh in where we have the PFE commission, and I'd like to understand their position if they vetted the resolution and or voted upon it. And in speaking with Chief Cavens, you know, they haven't had an opportunity because of calendar conflicts with things going on in our city and COVID to meet. So they have not, the commission has not had the opportunity to discuss this resolution. And it seems to me we're missing an important step of the responsibilities of this commission. So I'd like others to weigh in. I like what it represents, partnering with these other municipalities, but I'd like to hear more from the aldermen regarding the commission weighing in.
I appreciate your remarks, Alderman Holman. I anticipated that inquiry, and in fact, I further anticipated a motion from Alderman Benegas to continue this matter, which I would welcome, so that the Police, Fire, and Emergency Medical Services Commission could consider it. It is a good thing. Anytime we have the opportunity to collaborate and share resources with area agencies, we should explore them. But I think this would be properly vetted before our Police, Fire, and EMS Commission, and I'd welcome a motion to continue the matter.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Benegas. Seconded by Alderman Holman. The matter motion is to continue it to July 27th. And if the commission hasn't had an opportunity to meet and take the matter up, there is no time sensitivity with this. So it is an opportunity, not an obligation. And those of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. We have the
Mayor, can I ask one more question with regard to this item?
yes, ma'am.
Is it, does the chairman have the authority to send out an urgent email asking the commissioners to weigh in if the resolution is sent out with the details behind it, and get a vote by email?
Yes, in my mind, and there's certainly no prohibition on conducting business that way. I would just note that there is no time sensitivity to this, so we can continue this for another meeting without losing any opportunity or sending a negative signal to our friends in the Lafayette area mayor's organization. So,
Okay.
yeah, that was a very responsible comment, and I'm glad that that's how we're proceeding. I look for the commission's input on it. We are on item number 9. It's the approval of a liquor license. It's to John Minio's Restaurant, and they have, according to Ms. Wrights, they have all of their materials properly submitted, and whatever their situation was before, it has been addressed, and I'd now entertain a motion to approve that liquor license.
So moved.
Alderman Fauci moves approval, seconded by Alderman Mortland. Discussion. Seeing none, all the opinion the motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any of the contrary opinion, nay.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our warrant list in the amount of $377,439.90 has been distributed and considered by the board. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Allen moves
Second.
approval, seconded by Alderman Mortland. Discussion. Alderman Holman.
This is a silly question,
There are no
and it's directed to Mr. Shelton. So historically, when you make, when you have a charge, a bill, a statement, you have 30 or 60 days to pay that before you're penalized. What's interesting on this warrant list is we did not get invoiced for several months on a snow bill. And I'm sure we can't penalize them, but can we set some parameter or guidelines with this particular company to say, you need to send your invoices in with 30 or 60 days? Is that reasonable?
Yes, Alderman, we definitely will follow up with this particular vendor. I'm not aware that we've had this issue at all with them. I think it was just a misstep in this one particular instance, but we will follow up.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Further discussion? Alderman Hughes.
I see on page 1 that animal care services, 2 dead deer removed from where? Where did that occur?
Ms. Rice.
I do not know that we have those exact locations. I do know we had at least one along Mason Road,
Mason? Okay,
which is where we find a lot of them.
along Mason? Okay. I'm glad that Alderman Holborn brought up the snow removal. That was on my, on my list as well. Why the
Further-
delay? Yes,
further-
I agree. Okay.
Alderman Allen seeking recognition. Oh, I'm sorry, Alderman Hughes, did you have something further?
I'm good, but thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Allen.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I see we did replace a tree due to deer damage, and I did talk to Pam about this today. And I recognize that was a tree that had been a tribute to someone, and I know it was paid for by the people giving the tribute initially, but the replacement, I was just hoping, and I believe, and Pam and I did talk about this, that further dead trees due to the cuts that, and as carefully as we are watching other trees that are dead currently are being removed and not replaced. This was the tribute. But I think that should be recognized as you know, as we continue during this time of being very careful with everything. You know, even future tribute replacements, I would wonder if we could let those people who contributed know that those replacements will be done, because we still are in a downswing.
Thank you, ma'am. I see Ms. Nixon shaking her head, so point duly noted. Further discussion? Seeing none. All of the opinion that motion should prevail, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any of the contrary opinion, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I just have a quick question under other.
Under other,
that-
yes,
Is that okay?
certainly.
I was wondering if the chief could give us a quick update on July 4th fireworks. I know this was a year where I heard and saw more going off around me than I have ever seen. And I had residents texting and calling me all night asking what can be done. I know that it's wonderful and patriotic, but it's also illegal to possess and shoot off fireworks for all of the dangers and hazards that they can present to our community. So I was wondering if he could give us an update on how our police department handled those calls.
Chief, you're recognized to comment. I've seen your communications on the subject, and I think others on the board have as well, but please, if you have further information for us, please share it.
Nothing further, Mayor. Just to reiterate the information that I did share with the board so that everybody is on the same page and that the citizens that are joining us tonight understand. We had, from what Sergeant Giacopelli reported to me, we had 16 calls for service for illegal fireworks. These 16 calls for service were not spread out. At one point, they were overwhelming because they were coming all within minutes of each other. As we all know, it is unlawful in Missouri, but speaking with my cohorts on both sides of the river, this year was an extraordinary year for fireworks displays in neighborhoods. There seemed to be an increase not only in volume, but the type, from what we're all used to regarding just fountains and bottle rockets. Individuals had large fireworks displays that you would almost see at a park or at the beach fair, something like that. It was outrageous at times. Our philosophy, or my philosophy as your chief, remains the same about educating, preventing, and enforcement. But the education part of it, you also have to use some common sense, and we've got to look at the totality of the circumstances. It is common sense that fireworks are illegal in Missouri, and based on the totality of the type, the proximity to homes, I would hope that our philosophy of showing up, attempting to get voluntary compliance would work. But again, we're going to revisit our enforcement philosophy, because should this continue for the upcoming party holidays of Labor Day, our next 4th of July, it was in supporting Alderman Fracci, and speaking to my cohorts, as I mentioned, it was absolutely ridiculous this year.
Thank you, Chief. Further discussion? Now I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Alderman
Second.
moves, seconded by Alderman Allen. All in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those of the contrary opinion, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. We're adjourned. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Good